Fans divided as Faye and Yoko's dynamic shifts. Is there trouble brewing? For years, Faye and Yoko were the heartbeat of their fandom, the dynamic duo whose chemistry felt so natural it seemed untouchable. From interviews to fan events, every shared glance, every burst of laughter, every inside joke made the world believe they were inseparable. Together, they defined what authentic connection looked like in an industry built on performance. But recently, something's changed. Their once effortless synergy has become restrained. The warmth that used to radiate between them seems to have cooled, replaced by a quiet distance that even casual observers have noticed. Fans are asking the same haunting question. What happened to Faye and Yoko? The beginning of the distance. It began with subtle signs. At a popular awards show earlier this year, the duo, who once arrived arm-in-arm, appeared separately. Their smiles were polite, their interactions minimal. During the live broadcast, they sat apart for the first time in years. When promotional photos for an upcoming campaign were released weeks later, the separation continued. Instead of their usual joint feature, each appeared solo, different concepts, different backdrops, and noticeably different energy. Fans noticed immediately. Threads began circulating online. Why are Faye and Yoko promoting separately? They used to be everywhere together. Now it's like they're avoiding each other. What began as whispers of curiosity soon escalated into one of the most discussed topics in the fandom space. From chemistry to controversy, Faye and Yoko's friendship was once considered the emotional anchor of their generation, built not on publicity stunts, but on genuine warmth. Their behind-the-scenes interactions told stories no script could replicate: shared laughter, subtle gestures, protective glances. But as new projects rolled in, priorities shifted. Sources close to both sides suggest that creative differences may have started to create friction. One entertainment insider told Celestia Media Watch, "They've grown into their own as artists." Faye wants to explore a bolder, more international identity, while Yoko is loyal to her local fanbase. Their paths are no longer perfectly aligned, and that's okay, but it's also complicated when the public expects them to move as one. Behind the scenes, management teams began pushing different agendas, and fans were quick to notice that this was no longer just about two friends drifting apart. It had become a branding war. The branding battle nobody saw coming. According to reports from industry sources, the real tension may lie between their management agencies rather than the stars themselves. When Faye renewed her contract earlier this year, her team reportedly sought to reshape her image into that of a global muse, refined, independent, and artistically daring. Meanwhile, Yoko's agency wanted to preserve the duo's image, believing their collective power was stronger than their solo potential. An anonymous PR strategist revealed, Faye's rebrand conflicted with Yoko's ongoing campaigns. Suddenly, joint appearances became negotiations. Both teams wanted creative control, and what used to be friendship-driven collaborations turned into corporate decisions. This quiet tug-of-war slowly began to erode the closeness fans once admired. Even without public confrontation, the signs of strain became undeniable. The interviews that spoke volumes. When asked about Yoko in a recent interview, Faye smiled, but not with her usual ease. She said, "Yoko's doing amazing things right now. I'm proud of her. We're both growing, just differently." It sounded genuine, yet the pause before "differently" caught everyone's attention. A week later, Yoko was interviewed for a fashion feature and was asked if she still keeps in touch with Faye. She laughed softly and replied, "We don't talk as much these days, but she'll always have my respect." Respect, not affection, not love, just respect. Fans read between the lines. The internet erupted with analysis, comparisons, and speculation. Comment sections overflowed with interpretations of tone, choice of words, and facial expressions. It was no longer about what they said, but how they said it. The fandom reacts, hopeful versus heartbroken. Within hours of those interviews, social media transformed into an emotional battlefield. Longtime supporters of the duo flooded timelines with old clips, moments of laughter, friendship, and connection. One post read, "You can't fake the kind of comfort they had." Something real was lost. Others tried to remain optimistic. They're probably just busy. Real friends don't need to prove it online. But for a fandom that had built an entire emotional universe around their bond, the distance felt personal. TikTok edits under hashtags like hashtag Faye Yoko Forever and hashtag Bring Them Back Together racked up millions of views. This wasn't just celebrity gossip anymore. It had become a reflection of how deeply audiences connect to authenticity in modern entertainment. Behind closed doors, what sources say. Behind the public silence, whispers from industry insiders suggest that the situation may be more complex than fans realize. A staff member from a music video shoot revealed, "There's no outright conflict. They're just on different wavelengths now. When they're together, it's polite, professional, but not warm like before." Another insider hinted that the two stars might have disagreed over a project that was supposed to mark their official reunion. Creative disagreements, conflicting schedules, and external pressure made it fall apart. It wasn't personal, but it left emotional residue. Still, neither Faye nor Yoko has addressed the rumors directly. Their silence, ironically, keeps the story alive. Public image and the power of silence. Both women remain consummate professionals. No shade, no confrontation, no unnecessary statements. Their restraint has earned admiration even amid speculation. A cultural critic for Soul Stage Daily remarked, "The emotional core, when connection meets career." At its heart, the fascination with Faye and Yoko isn't about rivalry. It's about loss. The perceived fading of something once pure and joyful reflects the heartbreak fans feel when the people they admire seem to drift apart. It's the same narrative that drives so many pop culture obsessions: authenticity versus image, connection versus competition. Will they ever reconcile? Rumors of a possible reunion still circulate. Some insiders claim both sides are open to working together again under the right conditions. Others say they simply need time and distance to rebuild trust off camera. For now, though, both stars seem focused on individual growth. Faye is preparing for her solo film debut, while Yoko is leading a new international campaign. Final thoughts. In an industry where relationships are often manufactured, Faye and Yoko's connection always felt genuine, and maybe that's why its evolution hurts so much to watch. Perhaps they've simply outgrown the chapter that defined them. Or maybe, like many great duos, they just need time to find each other again. Outside the noise, away from the expectations. Whatever the truth may be, one thing is certain. The world is still watching, still waiting, and still hoping for one more genuine moment between two stars who once made us believe in something real.